Geobyte.
Hi friends, welcome to the Geobyte. In this video, let us discuss some more important problems in strength of material exclusively for ESET. As you know, ESET is the entrance test for diploma holders to enter to engineering available in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. These problems are also important for other state level competitive exams. Look at the very first problem. A material is said to be a ductile material if the elongation, remember, if the elongation is greater than 15%, such kind of material is generally treated as a ductile material. Look at the options. Less than 5%, no. 5 to 10%, no. 10 to 15%, no. Option D, absolutely correct, more than 15%. I hope you got my point. Let us take one more problem. Look at the second problem. The property of material which enables it to twist, bend and stretched under high stress before rupture is called toughness. So the property of the material for twisting, bending, stretching the material before bending is called the toughness. Therefore, option B is absolutely correct. Option B means second option is absolutely correct. Let us go for one more problem. Look at the third problem. The angle between two forces to make the resultant a minimum and a maximum respectively are option A 0 degrees and 90 degrees, second option 180 degrees and 90 degrees, third option 90 degrees and 180, fourth option is 180 degrees and 0 degrees. For example, let this is the contact point. Towards the left, some 8 kilonewton is acting. Other side at an angle 180 degrees, some 6 kilonewton is acting. Angle between these two is 180 degrees. Then the resultant force is equal to 8 kilonewton is acting towards right and 6 kilonewton is acting towards left. Both are opposite. Therefore 8 minus 6 equal to 2 kilonewton. When the angle between the two forces is 180 degrees, it is the minimum force. But if the two forces 8 kilonewton is acting and 6 kilonewton is acting in the same direction, the angle between these two 0 degrees, then resultant force the resultant force equal to 8 and 6, both are in the same direction. Therefore 8 plus 6 equal to 14 kilonewton. The angle between these two is 0 degrees. Therefore maximum force is acting. From these two examples, you can decide that the minimum resultant force is developed between the two forces when the angle is 180 degrees, and maximum resultant force is developed when the angle is 0 degrees. Therefore, fourth option is absolutely correct. This is very important problem. Very important problem. I hope you got my point. Let us take another problem. Look at the fourth problem. The point of contraflexure occurs. First one, simply supported beam, cantilever beam, fixed beam, overhanging beam. The point of contraflexure is the point where the bending moment diagram changes its sign from negative to positive or positive to negative. At the point of contraflexure, the bending moment is 0. Generally, point of contraflexure is occurring in overhanging beam. Therefore, fourth statement is absolutely correct. Remember, the overhanging beam, whether it is subjected to point load or UDL, is maintaining or is subjected to point of contraflexure. I hope you got my point. Let us take one more problem. Before going to the next problem, let me write the definition for point of contraflexure. The point where the bending moment diagram changes its sign from negative to positive or from positive to negative is called point of contraflexure. Point of contraflexure. Next point. At point of contraflexure, the bending moment equal to 0. In general, it occurs with overhanging beam. I hope you got my point. Now let us go for the next problem. Look at the next problem. A simply supported beam A of length L, breadth B and depth D carries a central load W. Another beam of the same dimensions carries a central load equal to 2W. The deflection of the beam will be dash as that of A. It is given like this. For the case A simply supported beam is given with point load of magnitude W, length is L, breadth is B, depth is D. For the case B, for the same length of simply supported beam, the point load is W dash equal to 2W. The length of the beam is L. Now, the deflection for this case, deflection of A equal to WL cube by 48 EI. That is the standard formula. Deflection for the case B, W dash L cube by 48 EI. But W dash equal to what? W dash equal to 2W. It is equal to 2WL cube by 48 EI, it is equal to 2 into this WL cube by 48 EI. WL cube by 48 EI equal to deflection of the A into deflection of the A. So therefore deflection of the case B, when the load is doubled, the deflection is becoming double. Look at the options. Look at the option 3, double. When here is asking the deflection of beam B will be dash that of A, double that of A. I hope you clearly got my point. Let us take another problem. Look at the sixth problem. The strain energy stored in a spring when subjected to maximum load without suffering permanent deformation or distortion is known as proof resilience. The maximum strain energy that can be stored in a body within the elastic limit. Let me write the definition. The maximum strain energy that can be stored in a body within the elastic limit is called proof resilience. Here proof resilience per unit volume is called modulus of resilience. Modulus of resilience equal to proof resilience by divided by volume. Anyhow, the given question is the strain energy stored in a spring when subjected to maximum load. The strain energy under maximum load is the maximum strain energy stored in the body. So that is called proof resilience. Therefore, option 3 is absolutely correct. I hope you got my point. Let us take another problem. Look at the seventh problem. The ratio of circumferential stress to longitudinal stress in a thin cylinder will be subjected to internal pressure. Problem is for thin cylindrical shell. The circumferential stress equal to PD by 2T. Longitudinal stress sigma L equal to PD by 4T. He is asking ratio between circumferential and longitudinal stress. Circumferential stress by longitudinal stress equal to circumferential stress PD by 2T by longitudinal stress PD by 4T. It is equal to PD by 2T into 4T by PD. PD is cancelled, T is cancelled. Finally 4 by 2. 4 by 2 equal to 2. That is the answer. Therefore, third option is absolutely correct. This is very important problem. More frequently this kind of problem is asking in the strength of material. Remember, the ratio between circumferential and longitudinal stress is 2. I hope you got my point. Let us take another problem. Look at the eighth problem. The bending moment M and torque T is applied to a solid circular shaft. If the maximum bending stress is equal to maximum shear stress developed, then M is equal to, the bending stress sigma B equal to Otherwise, let us write clearly. The bending moment m equal to pi by 32 into d cube into sigma b, bending stress, whereas torque equal to pi by 16 into d cube into shear stress tau. From this shear stress tau equal to 16t by pi d cube, whereas bending stress sigma b equal to 32m by pi d cube. It is given that if the maximum bending stress is equal to maximum shear stress, if sigma b equal to tau shear stress, sigma b equal to what? 32 m by pi d cube equal to 16t by pi d cube. This pi d cube is cancelled, 16 two times. So twice the bending moment equal to torque, or bending moment m equal to torque by 2. Is asking the bending moment. The bending moment equal to, so bending moment m equal to half of the torque. Half of the torque. Look at the option A. Option A is absolutely correct. First option is absolutely correct. I hope you got my point. This kind of problem is also very important problem. Let us take one more problem. Look at the 9th problem. The process which improves the machinability of steels but lowers the hardness and tensile is called annealing. Annealing is the process is improving the machinability but decreases the hardness. Therefore, second option is absolutely correct. Let us go for one more problem. Look at the 10th problem. The force system acting in a tripod carrying camera. The tripod carrying camera, this may be the camera platform, one force, other force, one leg, not force, one leg, other leg, one more leg, like this. These three legs are maintaining the forces. So all are meeting somewhere at this point. Therefore, these are concurrent forces, but those are not in the same plane. Therefore, non-coplanar and concurrent forces. The third statement or third option is absolutely correct. This is also very important problem. The force system acting in a tripod carrying camera is non-coplanar and concurrent forces. Non-coplanar means the forces are acting in different planes. Concurrent means all the forces are acting from a particular point, or all the forces are meeting at a particular point. The third option is absolutely correct. Let us go for one more problem. Look at the 11th problem. The bending moment diagram for a simply supported beam loaded in its center. It is like this. Simply supported beam is loaded with point load at center. You are asked to find the bending moment diagram for this. The bending moment diagram for this case may be looking like this. The bending moment is maximum under the load. So this is the geometric shape of the BM diagram. Bending moment diagram. Look at the geometric shape. It is looking like a isosceles triangle. Therefore, second option is absolutely correct. The bending moment, let this is the support A, support B, bending moment at B equal to 0, bending moment at A equal to 0, At the center, maximum bending moment is occurring. Bending moment at center C equal to WL by 4, where L be the total length of the beam. That is how you can decide the bending moment. I hope you got my point. Let us take another problem. Look at the 12th problem. The maximum deflection of a fixed beam of length L carrying a central point load W is. The given problem is for a fixed beam like this. Fixed beam. This fixed beam is having a point load at the center. Assume L be the length of the beam. Length of the beam is L. Then the maximum deflection equal to WL cube by 192 EI. You remember this is a standard formula. At the diploma level, fixed beams are not included, but it is given in ESET. You try to remember this formula. Maximum deflection for a fixed beam when it is subjected to point load at the center is WL cube by 192 EI. Look at the third option. Third option is absolutely correct. I hope you got my point. Let us take one more problem. Look at the 13th problem. The property of material by virtue of a body returns to its original shape after the removal of load is called elasticity. Elasticity is the limit up to which the bodies can get back to its original shape under the removal of external force. Therefore, option B is absolutely correct. I hope you got my point. So, elastic deformation is the temporary deformation. Elastic deformation is the temporary deformation. Temporary deformation. Whereas plasticity is the or plastic deformation. Let us write clearly plastic deformation. Plastic deformation is the permanent deformation. Permanent deformation. So anyhow, elasticity is the limit up to which the body can get back to its original position under the removal of external force. Let us take one more problem. Look at the 14th problem. The intensity of stress which causes unit strain is called Young's modulus. You know, Young's modulus or stress by strain is equal to Young's modulus. Denoted by capital E. Its units is Newton per mm square, the same as stress, because strain has no units. Anyhow, option D is absolutely correct. Look at the 15th problem. Hooke's law holds good up to elastic limit. Hooke's law holds good up to elastic limit. Within the elastic limit, according to Hooke's law, stress by strain equal to constant. Anyhow, option C is absolutely correct. Let us take one more problem. Look at the 16th problem. The ability of material to resist fracture is called toughness. the ability of material to resist the fracture is called toughness. Therefore, third statement or third option is absolutely correct.
Geobite.